Experts have warned residents of Content District in Manchester against moving back into their homes once flood waters recede. Ramada Lyons has been following this story and now reports.
After weeks being submerged, the roofs of several houses in Content, Manchester are visible once again, a sign the floodwater is receding in some parts of the community. Another piece of good news for the residents: the large number of tadpoles seen in the water are not a threat. But the Chief Public Health Inspector for Manchester issued this warning to residents who decide to move back into their homes after the water subsides.
Ensure that you do proper sanitization before you go back in. It may come to the stage where you may have to invite the professionals to come in and do a proper sanitization of your homes, because you don't want persons now to start coming down with respiratory illnesses and so forth.
The same flooding could occur, and the nearby lands are also at risk of similar flooding due to water runoff. In that event, geologist Professor Simon Mitchell says channeling the water through trenches could help to keep the land in other communities in good shape.
And in that situation, because you've got a valley, you might be able to dig basically trenches, and fortify them to actually carry the water away in those situations.
Another tool, this.
You could build a large drain effectively, which would channel that water, and you wouldn't have the overground water. You'd have the water basically in a drain, and that would be something which at least would help.
Environmental biologist Nicholas Lee has other minor solutions.
There are small-scale things that we can do, like keeping sinkholes clear, avoid dumping and blocking culverts and stuff like that to allow where water is settling in man-made regions to flow off.
Both agree, however, that there's no permanent fix.
When the water comes down from the mountainous regions around Content and comes down along the slope down into Content, it can remain there for a long period of time, because the aquifer that sits under Content is fed basically like a basin.
It's simply down to the fact that the amount of rain that falls, it doesn't have anywhere to go. It flows under the ground through the cracks in the limestone, and it can't get out quick enough, and the only place for it to go is up, and so it floods.
Now, the sad reality is the community uninhabitable.
For future planning, think consult hydrologists, consult geologists when we're making these, when we're building these communities, and try and figure out where the best place is to build. And
you're probably going to get more of this flooding going on because the events are more severe. So it is one of those big questions you've got to ask is, are the places where we need to think about moving people out because this is going to recur.
Questions now arise as to whether a community built above an aquifer was the real damage to the land. Ramada Lyons, TVJ News.